Hey, 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 welcome to Games Vitae. My name is Mod J. Today we are continuing with our end of year 2025 edition of our top 100 games. Before we get started, I feel like I should have addressed this in the last video where we talked about numbers 100 through 91. As I went about doing this, I remembered my mission statement for my channel. And that is to make people and families and gamers in general aware of games that may not know about, that they would enjoy both individually and as a family or as a group. So I'm putting games on here that, who knows, maybe next year they won't be anywhere near the top 100 because I will have exposed myself to other games that I like more. But the idea that I have some games on here that people might thumb their nose at or that might be considered too lightweight isn't really the point. The point is my whole mission statement as a gamer and as a content creator is to make families aware of games that would be compatible with what they might do, which means I'm going to have a very wide range of games that I enjoy and that I'm going to recommend. So please be aware of that, and that this isn't meant to be an all-inclusive list of every game ever made. This is based off of my playing experience. Trying to think of anything else that I might want to add in there, but I guess we should just get on with the list. So number 90 is a game that we actually owned, and then I saw a variation on it and I got it. And since I got the variation, we just don't play it very much. But it's a really fun game, and I like it at 4 players. Any less, it's you have to have a dummy player, and I just don't enjoy that much. It's Blokus. This is Blokus Trigon, and we've got regular Blokus in the other room. This is a game you could probably get at just about any box store. And Blokus has this tense feeling to it as you go about placing your pieces. It's a piece shedding game, and there's all these different geometric pieces that there are rules about how you can set them down. For instance, you can't have an edge of your own piece touching the edge of another one of your own pieces. And as you go about, your planning moves ahead, and the farther you get into it, the more you're planning, because you're getting low on pieces, and that's a good thing. But 2, you're also getting low on places that you can place those pieces. So it is an abstract game in the pure sense, but it is so much fun when you play it. It's tense, it's thinky, and it's easy to learn, and it's very colorful and presentable. You'll have fun playing with the pieces like puzzle pieces, almost as much as you have fun playing the game. Trigon, I believe, is out of print. That's part of the reason I got it, because it came back in print, and I thought, I'm going to get that. And probably a mistake. You don't need both. You will have just as much fun playing regular Blokus as you will Blokus Trigon. And it's just a great 4-player game. I mean, you can play it at 2 and 3. I just like playing it 4 the most. So Blokus is number 90. My phone keeps turning off. That's where I keep my list. Okay, number 89. Number 89 is another game that you can play with just a huge group of people or just a small group of people. There are many themed versions of it. They're just reskins, but it's Spot It. And this is the Harry Potter version of Spot It, which I don't like as much because it has all these little chibi characters. And if you're spotting a match, for those of you who don't know Spot It, which probably isn't many of you, you have a card in front of you, and one way to play it at least, and a stack of cards in the middle. And you're looking for matches between what is on your card and what is on the center card. And if you find it, you say what the match is and you take the card. And whoever ends up with the most cards wins. That's one way of playing it. There's other ways. There's a card shedding way of playing it. But that's the way we play it most often. And in the Harry Potter version, there are multiple chibi-like characters, and you have to come up with the name of what that chibi character is before somebody else grabs something that's less complicated to say. So I don't necessarily like the Harry Potter version as much because it's harder in that way. And but even then, I still have a great time playing it. It's a great family game. It's a great group game. And you can play it. It scales well no matter what group how big of a group you do it. I've played it 2 times, a whole bunch. And it's a great game to play with kids, even teenagers. They love it. It's a speed game for them, and it's a thrill. So Spot It is just a great investment for any family. You can pull it off the shelf, play it in minutes, and put it back and go back to your life. It's just a great game to have. So I think that's all I can say about Spot It. Spot It's number 89. Okay, number 88 is, I got this game a while ago. And it's a trick-taking game, and that probably narrows it down to a very small group of games. But this is one of the more popular ones. And I had it on a list because I was thinking of getting it for someone else. Well, my family saw it on the list. Is, oh, Dad wants this game, so I got it. Anyway, number 88 is Skull King. And I'm a little bit miffed at Grandpa Beck because Grandpa Beck made an expansion. Well, during that time, since this edition came out, they've got a new edition, and the expansion for Skull King is for the new edition. There isn't an expansion compatible with this. Now, that's kind of faux outrage because, like I said, I don't play this as much as I do another trick-taking game. It's very interesting because there are a lot of overlapping trumps, so to speak, and it goes circular. So sometimes you have card type A that will trump card type B, but somebody else has card type C that trumps card type A, but is trumped by card type B. So it's probably the most chaotic trick-taking game I've played. And it's a lot of fun, and I told a friend about the expansion over the holidays, and they went and got it, and they went wild with it. They said they recommended it to multiple people, and that based off my recommendation, Grandpa Beck's made a killing. So if that's true, yeah. So anyway, Skull King I think it's a lot of fun. I think I'd like to play it more. We just need to... one thing I hate about playing a board game, any game, card game, board game, any game, is starting something, and then after you've started it, somebody says, oh, this is taking too long, let's end after this turn. Well, that changes everything. Maybe you would have played everything different knowing that you had 5 less turns. So that's part of the problem with Skull King, is that it runs into people who aren't willing to sit 10 rounds. And I think Skull King is a great trick taker. It's a lot of fun, and you just you probably can't go wrong getting Skulking. It's a pretty well regarded game, and I really want to play it more. So number 87 is, oh gosh, there we go. Number 87 is a game I got for my daughter for Christmas. She said on her Christmas list, she said on her Christmas list that she wanted a capybara. So, being the board gamer I am, I got her Cafe Baras. And Cafe Baras is just this neat, I would say semi-set collection in a way. It's definitely a set collection game. But you are a capybara that is a barista, and you're serving various drinks and edibles, and you're providing atmosphere based off of certain types of settings. And it's a great game. I think it's a lot of fun, easy to play, easy to learn. The downside to Cafe Baras is that there isn't necessarily a queue when the game ends. You can end the game very quickly, but that might not necessarily be in your best interest. But there's not a clear indication of whether it would be a good idea to end the game at that point, because you'd have to do a lot of calculating of other people's cards as well as your cards with regard to points to see if it would be a good idea to end the game. So that's my one gripe with it. That, and I find some of the barista offerings to be a little bit limited. I'd want more. Maybe an expansion would be good for Cafe Baras. So anyway, Cafe Baras is a great little card game. You should try it. Maybe you'd like it, and that criticism wouldn't bother you as much as me. But overall, I still like the game, and I decided to make it my number 87. Yeah, 87 game. Okay. Oh, this is a love-hate relationship. Why? Because I hate luck-based games almost as much as I love them, or vice versa. I love luck-based games almost as much as I hate them. That's more like it. And this game is wildly popular, and I love it at large player counts. Like when we have 7, 8, 9 players doing it, I just think it's hilariously funny. And to see people's reactions, Flip 7. Flip 7 is this press your luck blackjack style game with Uno-like cards that mess people up. It's a game where you have cards numbered 0 through 12. And there are 12 12s, 11 11s, 10 10s, all the way down to 1 1, and you have 1 0. Because obviously you can't have 0 zeros, because then you wouldn't have a card named 0. Anyway, your goal is to flip over as many cards when they're dealt to you, is to acquire as many cards without getting a duplicate. And you can stop at any time, and you get the amount of points indicated by the card. But if you get a duplicate, you bust and you get nothing. And the goal is to be the first to 200 points. And it is so funny watching people when they bust, or yeah, just when they bust. It's a fun game for a group of people. It's probably this generation's Uno, like Exploding Kittens was for 10 years ago. If Exploding Kittens is that old, I can't remember how old Exploding Kittens is, but anyway. Flip 7 it's a very easy game to learn, very relatively quick. Like I said, it's got these Uno-like cards. One that is kind of like a draw 4, and you can play the draw. It's actually a flip 3. You can flip 3 on yourself, and risk it to see if you can get more points, or you can play it on somebody else. You can get a freeze that keeps people from drawing any more cards for that round. And there's also a second chance card such that if you do get a duplicate, you can use the second chance card to get rid of it so you don't bust. And then you have to choose, okay, do I keep going or do I not? So Flip 7 we got over the holidays, and it's just a great game to play. We play it with my grandma. Sorry, Mom, I just called you grandma. We play it with my mom, and she does well at it. She does better at it than I do. I just don't do very good at press your luck games. So anyway, Flip 7 is my number 86. My list keeps shutting down. There we go. Number 85. Number 85 is a game that has fallen quite a bit because we just don't get it played. It's not a game that is bad in that regard. As a matter of fact, I think there's a lot to explore in playing this game, and that is Pandemic. Pandemic is a cooperative firefighting battle where these different diseases are popping up all over the world, and you're trying to, one, keep it under control while you try and cure it. And setting up bases around the world helps you with regard to doing that. And each person has a character card that has a unique power, asymmetric ability. And at this point, most of you have heard of Pandemic. I personally would like to expand it, to get an expansion for it, the On the Brink, where it adds a semi-cooperative person to it, as well as, I think, a fifth disease. But it's a game that we just haven't gotten out, probably because we may struggle a little bit with cooperative games. Maybe that's it. But Pandemic, I think, is a good game to have in your library. It's got a lot of management of your actions, because sooner or later things are just going to start popping up that you can't keep putting out the fires. You've got to get rid of the thing that's causing the fire so that you can progress. Anyway, Pandemic needs to get to the table more often. Just maybe we've got some other things that compete with it. Don't know. So Pandemic is 80. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 84? Pandemic. No, 85. It was 85. Okay. Number 84 is really another party game. And it's Codenames. Codenames makes it to the table or to the floor or wherever we're playing it reasonably often, but I don't know why it doesn't get played more. It's like, I think I said in the last video, is that I don't really gravitate toward party games. And Codenames definitely has that party game feel. But the wordplay in it and how you try and communicate clues based off of your one-word clue to figure out what tiles to cover up or to claim as yours to your team can be so much fun. There was a time I was playing with my daughter, and she was on my team at least, and there was 3 cards that I needed her to pick up. And I was trying to find a way to say something that would cover all 3 of them. And I came up with the word, Lederhosen. And she got all 3 of them. So I have fond memories of this game, even though it's a party game. And I'd like to maybe even get more of the different things. You can get some promos and some expansions to make Codenames a little bit more broad in the things that it has. But I think I've got enough in here that there's more than enough to keep me satisfied with this for quite a while. So Codenames is number 84. Number 80. No. Yeah. Number 83 is the reason why I wouldn't want to play Uno again. Jungle Speed. Jungle Speed is fast, fun, and frenetic. And they're like Spot It, there's different ways to play, but each of you has a card that or a stack of cards that you flip over. And there's a card in the middle with this little totem thing sitting there too. And you're trying to see if your card matches the card in the middle. And if it does, you grab the totem. And if you grab the totem correctly, you get to put your cards in the middle. So it's a card shedding game. Or at least that's one way of playing it. You can play it the other way and try and get the cards. And it is so much fun. The tension of the small details, and they are very tricky in making these cards look the same, but they're not. The tension of making sure you get the right card or the right match without grabbing it accidentally and it's not the same card is so much fun. So Jungle Speed is just a great game that if you want to break out from the sameness of the games you've played forever, like Uno or Skippo or whatever, Jungle Speed is a great way to go. Number 82, I don't own. And I've just played it a few times, and that's why it's kind of lower on the list. And that is Love Letter. Love Letter, I first played it at 2 players, and it was okay, but I liked it better at 3. Why? Because I won at 3. Really, Love Letter is just this great little game. It's so small, you can take it with you wherever you go. And it's, I probably wouldn't do it justice trying to describe it, but there's different cards that you can play trying to get points. And it's, in a way, it's kind of like trick taking, but it's just a fun game that I think that if I could describe it better, I would, but I can't. But Love Letter, I think, is something that I actually want to get a hold of. It's part of my brother-in-law's collection. And since playing it, I thought to myself, you know what? I'd like to get that. So maybe as a stocking stuffer on a holiday or something to go in your Easter basket, it's a fun game to play. So, okay, number 81, last game on the list. This game has fallen simply because the inventory is increased, but in reality, it's just a fun game to play. It's an abstract game that if it was named something else, it would have been more popular. Maybe not much more popular, but it would have been more popular. Flip Tac Toe. Flip Tac Toe. You think it's Tic Tac Toe. Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, you're trying to get 3 in a row, but the level of complexity that it takes to get those 3 in a row makes this a totally different game. You've got these little pieces here. Each of you have your own color, and you can either place a piece, or you can move a piece or stack of pieces, or you can flip a stack, meaning In this case, if you flipped this stack, the orange would then be on top and the yellow would be on the bottom. These two colors in the middle are just trapped there. So we got this. I'm sure it's out of print now, but we have a lot of fun when we play it. And if I say to somebody, hey, let's play Flip Tac Toe, I don't have any arguments getting it to the table. So it's a great game to have in your library if you can find it. It's especially great for young families. I think it plays great at 4 players. It plays differently at lower player counts because you have less people to worry about. Generally, in a 4-player game, you can set something up that two people down the road have to fix before it's your turn again. Because if they don't fix it, the person before you is going to win. And that pass the buck type behavior cascades all the way around the board. So it ends up, I'm going to have to stop somebody that isn't really my goal because I'm working on some other goal to get 3 in a row before they win. And there's this pass the buck element to Flip Tac Toe is really what makes it so good. That and the different dynamics of how you move the pieces. It's a great game, and if you could find it on the second-hand market, I would find it. I think it's worth it. All right, that is numbers 90 through 81. If you have any questions about any of these games or comments, please put it in the comments below, and I will try and respond to it. I have noticed lately that there is a fairly strong political element to the board game content creators lately. So I just wanted to let you know that during the course of this filming, no board games were harmed during filming. So please let that ease your troubled mind, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.